Hello everyone and welcome. So one of our teammates actually asked me this question: should I give up on Elamant? In this video I'm going to be sharing with you my Elamant growth prediction. This is just my opinion and what can possibly happen. It may not happen. It's an opinion. Everyone is entitled to an opinion. Welcome to this video. My name is Kuda from the Online Nomads. So for one of our teammates actually asked me this question. So it has been over a few months that we have been working together in Elamant, and they asked me, should I give up on Elamant? So the thought of giving up honestly happens to every one of us who is part of Elamant. There's a time when you're going to be frustrated and all that. So there's a choice whereby you can actually quit or you can actually soldier on. But to me, one thing that struck me when I was actually asked this question in this person is that we started Elamant at the very same time. Okay, but at the time when I'm actually excelling in Elamant is the time when that person is feeling like giving up. What makes both of us different is the way we do things. Number one is the way we look at things. Okay, so in this video I'm gonna be sharing the prediction that I have, the way I see things. Okay, the reason why I'm doing this is because you are part of our team and I would love to share with you what I think and how I look at Elamant. So this is actually going to help you in times when you feel like actually giving up. Now this video is not really going to make sense if you don't have access to this training course, which is called Elamant Marketing Bootcamp. I'm going to add the link below this video. In this course, what I've done is I've actually recorded videos just like this one, explaining how I've been able to build my Elamant business using the internet. Most of my team members that I've actually grown that I'm actually working with right now within Elamant are people that I met on the internet. So this training covers all the things that I do on the internet to grow my team, to find leads, work with them, sign them up, and in different countries I've recorded training videos that shows you how to do that. So you don't have to use this training as an ultimate source, but you can actually use it in addition to your marketing efforts that you're actually doing. Otherwise, coming back to the question that actually I got from this person, the first thing I asked them is, did you go through this training that I'm actually giving away to our team members? The answer was no. So definitely they see things differently from myself. Okay, so if that's the case, then you could be in that same spot. Some of the questions that people ask is, this will benefit the people that actually got started first and blah 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 blah, things like that. I don't believe that. Here's why. Making money in anything, within Elamant or any kind of business, even offline business, it depends with your plans, your strategy, your work ethics. If you're a hard worker, definitely you're gonna see results much faster. If you have a very good strategy in place, you're gonna see your results much faster. That's what it means. If you're this kind of a person who is actually gonna drag their laziness into someone else's team, drag laziness into their business, definitely you're not going to see results. Okay, so this is the roadmap that I'm actually looking at right now. This is how I look at Elamant. Okay, I look at Elamant in terms of, I actually come from Zimbabwe, but when I'm looking at Elamant, I'm not looking at just Zimbabwe alone. I'm looking at Elamant on a global scale. Okay, that's what I look at. So what is the best methods to reach out to other countries to share your Elamant business? Definitely you have the answer. The answer is the internet. That's what we can actually use, and that's what I used when I actually started my Elamant business, which is something that I share here of how I've been able to grow my team. So let me just do a little bit of some stats for you right now. Okay, let me just do a little bit. And like I said, this is just my opinion. You have to believe me or believe whatever you want. Okay, and what I'm gonna share with you here is actually my prediction, and I'm not sure if it's gonna happen or not. It may not happen at all, but it may actually come to pass. So let me just try and change my ink right there. So right now, the number one country that has got Elamant members is South Africa. Okay, this is number one. Okay, like the largest population of Elamant is in South Africa. The second largest population is actually this is Zimbabwe. This is Zimbabwe. The Zimbabwe is actually on number 2. That's the second largest population of Elamant members. And the third largest population at the time that I'm actually doing this video is Namibia. Okay, Namibia is the third largest community. And then now, why is it going like that? Why is it South Africa is good number 1? Why is Zimbabwe number 2? Let's look at some of the reasons why I think it's like that. Number 1, Elamant started working, getting popularity first of all in South Africa, because when I actually became a member of Elamant, I actually focused on the South African market, because in Zimbabwe back then, when I was actually getting started, I would tell people about Elamant, and people would kind of give me a cold shoulder. So I said, okay, let me go and work with the market where people are already talking about it. And I focused my marketing efforts into South Africa, and then I've built a good team in South Africa. I've also built a good team in Zimbabwe and other countries as well. Now, if you look at it, I want you to follow what I'm actually gonna share with you, because this is very, very, very important. Now, why is Zimbabwe the second largest? Okay, the reason number 1 is in South Africa there is a lot of Zimbabweans that are there. So in most cases, what happens in South Africa, these two countries, they share a lot of businesses together. Besides, a lot of Zimbabweans have moved to South Africa for greener pastures. So chances are high that if you live in South Africa, you are a Zimbabwean, you can hear a lot about Elamant. So some people that are actually successful in Elamant, that are doing well in Elamant in South Africa, come from Zimbabwe. And you know what they do? These people, when they actually hear good news, they kind of share with people in their home country, back home, okay? And say it could be their mom, it could be their sister, it could be whoever. That when they're actually sharing this idea, they actually approach their relatives and say, okay, if you don't have the money, they'll pay for you, because they're speaking to your brother, to your sister, who are going to help you get started and stuff like that. Now, this made Zimbabwe the second popular country about Elamant. That's why you hear now almost everyone is talking about Elamant. But at this point, someone may be approached by Elamant offer, and they're gonna say, hey, I think it's late to become a member. I think we're blah 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 blah, giving you some good reasons, some very bad reasons, some excuses and all that. Now, at this point that I'm actually doing this video, if you are in any of these countries, like Nigeria, if you are in let me just change the color, right? Nigeria, Tanzania, Kenya, Ghana, Uganda, all these other African countries, you're going to see that Elamant is not popular there. Zambia, Angola, Elamant is not popular there. A lot of people are not talking about it. Okay, and the question is, there is going to become a time whereby Elamant is going to fill up this whole place. Okay, right now, if you live in these areas like Nigeria, Ghana, and other places, chances are high that if you speak to someone that you know Elamant, they're going to tell you that we don't have an idea of what that is, of what that does. But if you go to South Africa, you speak to people in South Africa or Zimbabwe or Namibia or Botswana and ask them, do you know about Elamant? They're going to tell you that, yeah, we know about it. This company that does receipts, we have been seeing a lot of WhatsApp messages. Now, where does this leave you at? If you're in South Africa, if you're part of my team, I really want you to think about this. This is how I see things. If we have South Africa number 1, Zimbabwe number 2, Namibia number 3, which country do you think is going to go next? Okay? Is it Tanzania? Is it Zambia? Is it Nigeria? Is it any of these countries? Where do you think the news is gonna go next? Okay, just because I'm doing this video alone the news is not going to spread fast into any other African country. That's my thinking. Do you know where the news is going to go right now? The news is going to explode. The news is going to explode from Zimbabwe, since it's the second largest population in Elamant, into the diaspora market, into the overseas countries like UK, Germany, Spain, Dubai, the States, and other places. Why? It's simply because we have a lot of Zimbabweans that have actually moved into these countries as well for greener pastures into the overseas. So just because their relatives are actually participating in something, these guys are going to call their family members and that. Now, what's going to happen next? This is actually my prediction, guys. This is actually my prediction. What's going to happen next? These people in the UK, in the first world countries, in the overseas, in most cases, these are multiracial countries whereby you see a lot of different races in those countries. This is where you find someone from Ghana. This is where you find someone from Nigeria, India, all the different parts of the world. And do you know what's going to happen when that happens? When Elamant starts to grow in the European countries and other countries, it's going to spread into multiracial nationals in those countries. And when that happens, this is when we're going to see a flow back into Africa. Again, back into Africa. So, let's say this is Kuda. I've been approached with Elamant in Zimbabwe, and I'm going to call my aunt in UK and say, did you see this? Okay, and then my aunt is going to speak to a friend from Ghana, and then they're going to start Elamant right there in the UK, or in America, in Canada, in Germany, in other countries. And they're going to call back home their family and friends as well and say, take a look at Elamant. Take a look at Elamant. This is how Elamant is going to fill the whole of Africa. This is my prediction. This is actually my thinking. I don't force anyone to see the way things I see them. Okay? It's up to you. So one thing that you should be grateful for, is Elamant is growing its numbers from Africa. Elamant is growing its numbers from Africa. That's one thing you should be grateful for, because at the end of the day, in most cases, what should have happened is Elamant growing its membership from the other countries and then expanding to Africa. That's when you should get worried, I think. Okay, like say I don't have people to sign up. People are saying they don't have money and all that. I want you to look at the whole entire world. I want you to look at your friends and find ways to connect with people from all over the country. And what's going to happen, let me just clear out my drawings in a second. What's going to happen right now, what's actually happening right now, if you speak to a person in South Africa or in Zimbabwe about Elamant or these other countries that are actually popular, they're going to tell you, yes, we've been hearing about it, But if you speak to a person in UK, they're going to tell you, how does it really work? Does it really work? Are people really getting paid? The people in the UK and the European countries, they're actually looking for answers. Okay? And what's going to happen there, right now, at the time that I'm actually doing this video, there is supposed to be pioneers, okay, of this idea. Okay, if someone understands these in the European countries, especially in the UK, I've been talking to a lot of people in the UK, if they quickly grab this concept, understand it, they have greater chances to become part of the puzzle of the expansion. Okay, because at the end of the day, think of Elamant as a huge piece of cake, and what you need is just a small slice of the cake. Now, talking to one of my team members who said they feel like giving up, I want you to think of how I've explained Elamant in terms of its growth and where it is right now, and you wanting to quit. And trust me, myself, I've made a decision. I'm not going to quit anytime soon. I have to be honest with you. I'm not going to quit anytime soon. I want to see this business expand. I want to see it grow. Okay, I want to see it move. Okay, as that is happening, a lot of lives are actually going to be changed. So what do you do if you are in any of these countries right now? If you're in any of these countries like Kenya, Ghana, I have one of my team members who was saying, I've got a prospect in Ghana. Do you have a member in Ghana that we can actually work with? And I'm like, no, Elamant, a few people are in Ghana. I mean, if you have a person in Ghana, that person should start preparing for the movement that's actually coming ahead of them. Because when the movement hits, a lot of people, they're gonna start searching for someone who has been doing it for a very long time. So I want you to understand this. What you need to do if you're in any of these countries, just speak to people about Elamant. Don't speak to them because you need to sign them up. Speak to them because you're speaking in the future. Okay, so right now all you have to focus on is to upload your receipts, get paid, speak to a few people that understand it, sign them up if they are ready. If they are not, just keep moving. Understand which supermarkets works, understand how the website works, and just make sure that you keep your prospects close to you. Just make sure you keep them close to you, so that even if they say no in the future, when the movement grows as well, they're gonna remember you that someone told me about Elamant a year ago and I ignored them. This is exactly what's actually happening in Zimbabwe right now. Okay, sometime a year ago, some people told them about Elamant and they ignored. But just because right now there is a lot of momentum about Elamant and people are saying, someone told me about it. Even in South Africa, there's a lot of people that are seeing that Elamant right now is strong and active and is growing. And a lot of people, they're saying that, hey, someone told me about this. Someone told me about this. Someone told me about this. So if you're in any of these countries, in the European countries, especially in the United Kingdom, there's a lot of Zimbabweans there. You are going to first get into the market, learn about the business. If you are looking for answers like who is doing it in the UK at this time in moment, there's a few people that are active in the UK and they are just getting started. They also want to learn as you want to do. So just understand that the stage that you are with a business and learn how it works. In the near future, you're gonna get the rewards. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys, that when you're looking at Elamant, think of where the numbers actually started. It's actually in Africa, and think of the potential growth. I hear that there's a lot of growth in Japan and other Asian countries. And I mean, just think about it. If your team is expanding all over the world, what does it mean for you, your bank balance, your family, and other things? If you want to try this out to understand what I'm actually saying, just try and call your relatives in the first world countries and ask them, do you know about Elamant? Do you know about the data collection company that collects receipts that's called Elamant? There are chances that they're going to tell you that no, we don't know about it. Okay, it's just for you to compare and make phone calls to people in South Africa, in Zimbabwe, in Namibia, and ask them, do you know about Elamant? They're gonna say, yes, we've actually heard about it. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. I know this video is a little bit long, and that's what I really wanted to share with you, because I really felt that, sometimes we give up on things that we really want because we don't know what other people's perspectives are. Okay, we don't know what other people's perspectives are. So this is actually my perspective, and if you don't have access to this training course, if you're part of my team, please, I want to give you access to this. I've left the link below this video, and get in touch with me. I'll give you access to the training course if you are part of my team, so that we can learn and grow together. With that being said, thank you very much. If I missed out anything, please just leave a comment below this video. And mind you, this video, you're actually watching it because I shared it with you. Okay, it's not available to to everyone. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.